Hello everyone! Today we've prepared a very special lesson for you. This decor is bound to surprise your customers. It looks amazing, delicious, and absolutely any cake baker can make it, even a beginner. So let's get started. What will you need? It's all very simple. Cake, frosting, your basic tools, and berries. Lots of fresh berries. For this cake, we used about 850 grams of berries. As frosting for this decor, we will use dark chocolate ganache for covering cake. Ganache because it's a reliable base that the berries will stick well to and won't fall out of. Cream cheese frosting is not suitable for such decor, and it's dark chocolate, not white or milk chocolate, because any bare areas not covered with berries won't stand out much on such ganache and will thus look more natural. If you're interested in our recipe of ganache that makes covering cake sheer pleasure, you can find it on our school's website via the link in the description box below. Covering cake always starts with the crumb coat. To prepare our ganache for covering, heat it up to work temperature and blend. This will make it smooth and lump-free. Spread it on the cake, smooth it out, and put the cake in the refrigerator for 10 to 15 minutes to set. By the way, if you've never worked with dark chocolate ganache, this is a great chance to try it. As I've already mentioned, this decor will work great even for a beginner who doesn't frost perfectly yet, because the surface will entirely be covered with berries anyway. The crumb coat for this decor shouldn't be too thin. The cake should have the right shape, and the filling should not be visible. While our cake is setting in the refrigerator, let's prepare the berries. Cut the strawberries in half and carefully separate the currant berries from the branch. Our set of berries includes strawberries, blueberries, red currant, blackberries, and raspberries. You can use, for example, only strawberries and blueberries, but the greater the variety of berries, the more beautiful and juicy the cake will look. Now get comfortable, you can even sit down, and pick up your small offset spatula. As you may have guessed, our goal is to cover the whole cake with berries neatly and evenly. It's more convenient to start on the sides. Apply ganache to a small surface area with the offset spatula. Don't smooth it out into too thin a layer because the berries should sink into the cream a bit. We don't recommend covering larger areas at one time because ganache thickens quite quickly and you may run out of time before you attach all the berries. We'll start with the largest berries, the strawberries. Attach them in random order so that they point in different directions. The gaps in between we will fill with the other berries. Place them however you like at different angles. Blueberries and red currant can be grouped in 2 to 3. Groups of berries should vary not only in size but also in color, so don't attach too many berries of the same color in one place. There's also one very important nuance concerning the top edge of the cake. To preserve its right angle, attach the berries closest to the edge so that they stick up a little above the top. This way, when you fill the top with berries, this cake will maintain its correct shape. Once you've finished the first segment, proceed to the next. You can continue in the same way, attaching first the larger berries and the smaller ones, or you can build on from the first segment as if connecting pieces of a puzzle. At the very beginning, it's possible that while you're thinking about where to place the berries, the ganache will already be setting on the cooled cake. In this case, it's more convenient to dip the raspberries or blueberries into the ganache on the offset spatula, and then attach them to the cake. By the third segment, you will have already come to like the whole process, and now there will be no stopping you. The pieces of the puzzle will come together by themselves. And here's a couple more life hacks to get the neatest cake possible. First, use gloves. This way you won't leave fingerprints on the berries, especially the blueberries. Second, use tweezers for the smaller berries and narrow spaces. Now there's no way it'll end up looking sloppy. Also, pay attention to the temperature in the room. If it's too warm and the ganache isn't thickening, a freezing agent will help you out. And if it's too cold, monitor the temperature of the ganache. It may need to be warmed up. Once we finish covering the sides of the cake with berries, take a minute to admire the beauty of it, and then proceed to covering the top. Work your way from the edge in towards the center to form a right angle along the entire circumference of the top. When you pick up a berry and are thinking of where it would be best to put it, note that some spot might require a large strawberry, and for another, a small blueberry will do. At this stage, we simply repeat the same steps as before. From time to time, take a look at the cake from the side and you will notice the bare spots that can fit another small berry. Our berry meditation is coming to an end. All that's left is some final touches to complete the picture. I'm sure you've noticed that this is definitely not the fastest decor. For a professional cake baker, it would take about 40 to 60 minutes depending on the size of the cake, but it's worth it. Just look at it. What a moist, fresh summer cake. By the way, cake bakers from my team call this cake a bunch of berries. What name would you give it? Feel free to share your suggestions, tell us about how long it took you to decorate your cake, and ask any questions you might have in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to not miss out on our new lessons. Visit our school's website for lessons and courses. This was Nastasia with you and the Cake Course channel. Bye bye!